You're going to need flour for thickening, heavy cream, but I don't have any heavy cream, so I'm just going to use regular milk, a stick of butter, which I know is a lot. You could probably use less, but I like butter, so I'm going to use a stick of butter. Potatoes, obviously clams, because hello, that's called clam chowder, and onions. Turn the oven on a simmer, and what I do is I take the clam juice that's in the can and I put it in a stock pot. Once that gets warm enough, I'm gonna put onions in and some butter. I really love clam chowder. I've been eating clam chowder for most of my existence. When I was in elementary school, me and my sister made up a song about clam chowder, and it goes like, it's really embarrassing, but she is 5 and I was 8, and we used to play this as like a game, and it used to go like this: clam chowder, clam chowder, clam chowder has clams, turn around, touch the ground, and because we always used to eat clam chowder, the Progresso New England clam chowder, and we would always eat that almost every day, and it would always make us super gassy because I know for sure that I'm lactose intolerant. She might be too, but that was our song that we made up. Oh yeah, I used half of a small yellow onion. But most of the time I don't measure when I cook because I do a lot of my cooking based off of smell and consistency. Because I'm the only one aside from Josh who's going to eat the food, and I know Josh isn't really picky. So the butter's almost all the way melted, and you can see some steam coming off of the broth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in the potatoes so that they can cook, because potatoes take a really long time to cook. I used to live in California, so I love seafood and I love clam chowder. One of the things that I really miss is having seafood because where I live there's a sushi place, but you know, it's kind of questionable. It's good, but it's kind of questionable because we're kind of far away from any oceans. I think like 4 hours away from the nearest beach. Actually, one of our first trips together, Josh and I went to Monterey, and I think we ate clam chowder like 2 or 3 times over the weekend that we stayed. So clam chowder just has a special place in my heart for various reasons. It's like a comfort food for me. Also, I'm going to add in chicken broth, which is, I guess, kind of weird to be adding in. I'm gonna let this boil for a little bit. I'm probably gonna turn it up from medium to a high heat so that I can let the potatoes cook. I realized that I have lost the snippet of myself adding 2 cups of milk and the rest of the stick of butter. I'm sure you didn't miss a lot because all I did was add milk and butter. So on with the rest of the video. Okay, so it's been another 5 to 10 minutes and the consistency of the broth has gotten a little bit thicker because of the milk, and the potatoes are a little bit more tender, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in our clams. It's 12 ounces of clams that I use, which were obviously 2 6-ounce cans. So you're gonna wanna simmer this for about 5 minutes so that you know that the clams are tender. And then once you're done with that, all you have to do is add in the flour. The flour is what's going to thicken the broth. A little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And let's see, I'm gonna check my pantry for anything that smells like it should go in clam chowder. Let's see. I just remembered the last time I made this, I put in 1 bay leaf, so I'm gonna do that now before I put in the flour. This is just Lowry's bay leaf, and then you take the bay leaf out when you're done. Actually, there's 1. I'm gonna put 2 in. Not quite sure how to describe the taste of a bay leaf, but pretty sure you need bay leaves in there. Ooh, and you can really just smell the difference, even just barely putting the bay leaf inside. It smells pretty good. Oh my god. Well, I forgot to record the part where I put the flour in, but I put about a 1/4 cup of flour, and this is the consistency. It's not too runny, but it's also not too thick. And in my opinion, this is the perfect bowl of clam chowder.